Saturday, everyone. Welcome back. We are in beautiful San Diego right now, and I've been spending the morning cleaning and charging all of our cameras because there are so many incredible photo opportunities here. I thought that this would be a great chance to tell you all a little bit about the photo and video gear that we have with us on the road, how we use it, what we love, and just take a chance to kind of elaborate on that because I get a lot of questions from you all. So I consider myself to be a professional photographer. I am hired by clients, both personally and on the brand side, to photograph products and people from time to time. I have been teaching myself and taking classes for photography for 7 years. Photography is actually becoming a really great escape for me on this trip. It's like the thing that I have for me time. So it's really exciting to be able to focus on photography while we are on this trip because there's so many amazing backdrops. On the videography side of things, I actually have a degree in broadcast journalism from the University of Missouri, where I was taught how to shoot and edit video specifically for news, but I was given a great background in composition and how videos come together. So it's been nice to flex and polish that muscle over the last few months with our YouTube channel here. Let's start with the camera that I call my fancy camera, and I love it the very most. This is a Canon 6D. The 6D has Wi-Fi built into it, so it's a blogger and influencer's dream because I can easily transfer pictures that I've taken on here to my phone, and I can edit on my phone. A couple ways that I edit on my phone: I love using Snapseed. I like to use Snapseed to increase clarity and kind of brighten select areas of pictures. And then I love to use a color story to add a little bit of extra color to my photos when I am editing on my phone. A lot of people want to know what lens I use. So this is the lens that's actually been on my camera, I would say 99% of the time this whole trip. This is a Tamron 2470. It opens up to a 2.8 aperture, and it's been really versatile for the whole trip. So there's a little bit of a zoom to it. I can get in and get some tight photos. As far as being in a tight space like the RV, I can open it up to 24 and really get everything into my shot. So this has been such a workhorse for me. The other lens that I have with me that I've used a few times and actually plan to use it a little bit more is my old workhorse before I got this Tamron, and that is my Sigma 35 1.4. And it's a really beautiful lens. Not technically a macro lens, but I do love to use it with that wide open aperture and really zooming in on those tiny little details, especially when we're out in nature and I find flowers or bushes that I think have beautiful color and quality. So a lot of times I take photos with my iPhone. This is an iPhone 7 Plus, and it does the job. A lot of photos and videos on this, and I really like the quality. I find that the best iPhone photos come when you light them properly, so always trying to find really well lit situations or really working with shadows and lights the best way that I can on my iPhone. And again, I use those same apps to edit all of my iPhone photos. We recently invested in a 360 camera called the Rilo. I'll show it to you. So a great example of us using this is back in our Joshua Tree video. And what's cool about the Rilo is there's built-in image stabilization that makes the video seem very cinematic. It's really beautiful and easy to use. My only complaint about this so far, we've had it for about a month. The lenses are already so scratched that it really affects the video quality. It's because these lenses pop out to the side like that, so they're really exposed to a lot of elements. Just one ride in my camera bag without the protective bag over it scratched it up when I guess it brushed up against my other camera. So we're gonna have to send it in for a lens replacement, which is gonna cost us $150. And this was already a $500 camera to begin with. So I love the quality, I love the ease of use with the app, and the 360 video looks incredible. But with those lenses being so fragile, it's kind of a bummer because a lot of times we're just throwing camera gear in bags and heading out when we're hiking or whatever. And so I hope that after we have these lenses replaced, we don't have that issue anymore. We'll just have to be a lot more careful. Another camera we have that we actually have not had a chance to use on this trip yet is a Parrot Drone. So this takes video that's pretty high quality, 1080p, and we just need to figure out, we need to get a little bit more comfortable with using the app to fly it. It's worth noting that you cannot use drones in national parks or state parks that we found, and I can understand why. You don't want to be exploring the Grand Canyon and then you have 100 drones overhead flying over, falling on people. So it's been kind of hard to find places where it's worth trying to get drone video footage, but we're gonna give it a shot. I think we're gonna maybe try it out at the beach here in California. This is not a piece of equipment, but this is something that has really come in handy. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of times we're just throwing stuff in bags, heading out, hiking, it's sandy, it's dirty, we have kids with sticky fingers. I like to let the kids use the photo and video equipment when appropriate because they love helping out, and I love sharing that passion and hobby with them. So these have been really helpful. These are Zeiss lens wipes. Actually got a giant box of these at Costco. So I take a few packs out and throw them in our camera bag, and we take that out whenever we head somewhere. They also work great for your glasses and sunglasses. And then of course we have the camera that I'm talking to now, which we love. It's our main video camera for vlogging and all of the videos that we do here on YouTube. This is the Canon G7X Mark II. What I love is that it autofocuses on the person talking, which is something that I was not able to accomplish with my DSLR. It's also compact and it doesn't do a bad job taking pictures. Some of my favorite pictures on this trip have actually come from this compact Canon camera. And we use this GorillaPod tripod a ton. We basically keep it attached and we'll either squinch it up and use it as a selfie stick, or we'll undo it, use it as a tripod, or we have used it to attach this camera to all kinds of crazy things and be able to get video of us on the road as we go. You'll see that it has this sort of fuzzy top. This kind of looks like it has a little bit of hair on the top of it. This is actually a DIY that we had to do to cut down on the wind whenever we're videoing outside. So it's really just a little tiny piece of a paint roller, and it's cut and attached to the top of a command strip. That's all I have time to share today about photography and videography on the road, but it's a subject that I could talk about literally for hours. I always welcome your questions. I'm always up to offer any kind of recommendations or give you my feedback about what we have and how we use it. So hit me up with your questions in the comments below, like this video, subscribe to BabyLeague so you do not miss our next video, and soon we'll be telling you all about our trip here in San Diego. See you again next week. Bye.